All right, so there I was watching one of my favorite Christmas specials, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the actual one, not the Jim Carrey one, come on. And I had this realization, could it be? I think this movie, it's Christian! Now, don't get too excited because it's not quite as Christian as it could be, and I'm gonna explain all of that right here on this episode. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Or should I say, how an angry atheist persecuted a Christian nation. We all know the story, right? An angry green guy, probably green with envy over all the blessings that people in the South had been given, is sitting up on his hill. Clearly a metaphor for Capitol Hill. And this guy, he's got nothing better to do than to just sit up there seething, boiling, angry over all the wonderful godly traditions held by the Who's down in Whoville. I know it doesn't say godly in the book, but that's probably thanks to an unchristian publisher taking it out to make it more marketable. Ugh. If they would just leave it in, then God would bless it and it would make even more money. But if you pay close attention, the message is there. It's just done in a little more subtle way, which obviously that bothers me. Subtlety is just another word for sugarcoating. Back to the Grinch. What the Grinch decides to do is what all atheists decide to do: steal traditional Christian values and destroy them along with Christmas. So the Grinch grabs his dog slave Max, which I believe is an acronym for most agnostic extremist, and they head down the mountain to infringe on the constitutional rights of every Who down in Whoville, stealing everything that they hold dear. Then he takes all of that stuff, all that Christmas is, and he carries it up a mountain and he's gonna throw it off a cliff. All right. So far, so good. A perfect allegory of what it's like to be a Christian living in America today. But I think this is where the studio executives got a hold of the story, because it really starts to break down and doesn't really correlate with Christianity at all. The Who's do nothing. It's completely baffling. I don't understand it. I don't know what they're trying to show here, what they're trying to do. As a Christian myself, I'm pretty hardcore Christian, and what? They don't do anything. I don't get it. I don't know what they're trying to do here. They portray these people like they're not brave enough to stand up for what they truly believe. Stand up for yourself. Completely missed opportunity. I mean, this could be the perfect story about overcoming the powers of evil by standing up and fighting not against flesh and blood, but against the powers and the principalities of the darkness. But all is not lost because I'm making this video. I'm gonna give you 3 ways they could have done this a lot better. Number 1, ministering to the Grinch. Nobody ever once goes up to the mountain and tries to talk to the Grinch and tries to tell him how wonderful Christmas is. What? I mean, if there is one thing that somebody who has outwardly expressed that they are sick of hearing people talk about Christmas needs, is for somebody to come up and tell him how important and wonderful Christmas is. That's convincing people of something 101. Just tell them that they're wrong. Number 2, focus on the Who's. Why are they spending so much time focusing on the bad guy? The whole movie could have spent a lot more time in Whoville. Why do we care about what happens to him? What we care about is what's going on with the Who's. I mean, they're the ones who are having their stuff stolen. It would have been better if maybe they focused on Cindy Lou's family. They have a lot of bad things happen to them, like leading up to Christmas. Maybe Cindy Lou Who dies, and the last straw is that the Grinch steals all of their stuff. God uses that situation to show them, even whenever a bunch of bad things happen, eventually a bunch of good things will happen to them. Or number 3, sue the Grinch, right? I mean, I don't get how a story can totally miss the point of Christianity. I mean, Christmas. The Grinch stole everything from them. He stole their traditions and threatened their way of life. And then somehow, magically, through the inaction of the Who's, you expect that he's gonna somehow have a change of heart and convert? How? How? Without their things? I mean, going with the metaphor of this being like Christianity, how in the world would the Grinch even know that they were Christians if they don't have a manger scene in their front yard or a cross around their neck? How in the world are they gonna indicate that they're Christians? Through what? Loving each other? What? It doesn't even make any sense. Show me one verse in the Bible where Jesus said that people would know that you're followers of him by the way you love one another. Hey, let me know what your favorite Christmas special is in the comments below. If you like this episode, then you can check out my Patreon, patreon.com/SayGoodnightKev. Some of the people who give there, and I really do honestly appreciate these guys. WestminsterEffects.com, check them out. Guitar pedals, custom designed, you'll love them. Brendan Neely, and barelyprotestant.blogspot.com. Check out that blog. If you checked it out and read his stuff and left a reply and said, hey, I love this, or hey, I don't agree with you on this, and get into a big long argument with him. I bet he would love that. All right, or not, I don't know. That's my show for today. Stay tuned because I got Christmas with a capital C coming up soon. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm Kevin. Good night.